Hi, my name is Brianna. I'll be talking about the Bosnian Genocide that took place in the 1990s. So the groups that were involved in this were the Bosnian Serb forces and the Bosnian Muslims, also called Bosniaks, and a group of people called the Croats. Ethnicity can be distinguished on the basis of language, forms of family structures, roles of family members, religious beliefs, practices, dietary customs, forms of artistic expression, such as music and dance, and national origin, or the origin of one's parents. These ethnicities are different because they differ in their religious belief and practices, though they are from the same nation of origin. There are also distinct cultural and historical differences between these groups. There are religious differences. The Serbs are Christian Orthodox, the Bosniaks are predominantly Muslim, and Croats are Roman Catholic. I do not feel it's appropriate to apply the term ethnic cleansing to this event. Ethnic cleansing refers to the process of merely removing a population from a location to achieve ethnic homogeneity. People were not only forcibly moved from one area to another, they were systematically murdered, tortured, and removed from Srebrenica. During the events that took place in Srebrenica, men and boys were separated from the women and small children and elderly. The men and boys were then murdered and buried in mass graves. The genocide in Srebrenica lasted from July 11th to July 13th of 1995. Approximately 8,000 Bosnian Muslim men and boys were murdered, and the remainder of the population, approximately 25,000 to 30,000 Bosniak women, children, and elderly, were forced to leave the area to other Muslim held territories. Some women were raped or sexually assaulted. There was also expulsion along with the genocide committed. The expulsion is evident through the busing of Bosniak and Croat women and children from Srebrenica to Muslim-held territories. Many people fled from the violence as well as were forcibly removed from their homes. It is estimated between 1 and 1.3 million people were uprooted in these ethnic cleansing campaigns. They fled to neighboring countries like Croatia as well as Denmark. The top 5 places Bosniaks exist today include Turkey, the United States, Serbia, Montenegro, and Canada. The United Nations mission in Bosnia and Herzegovina. This group's mandate was to contribute to the establishment of the rule of law in Bosnia and Herzegovina by assisting in reforming and restructuring the local police, assessing the functioning of the existing judicial system, and monitoring and auditing the performance of the police and others involved in the maintenance of law and order. The most significant part of my research on this topic was learning about the term ethnic cleansing. Looking at this case, I question if ethnic cleansing could be used interchangeably with genocide, since both terms essentially achieve the same goal of ethnic homogeneity. The debate exists on what the motive behind the Serbs' action was. Were they trying to completely destroy the Bosniaks from existence, or only trying to get the land from them? I have found in my research the use of genocide, the term genocide, brings about moral and legal obligations onto other countries in the UN, since doing nothing would no longer be an option after that type of declaration. But international law cannot be enforced without support from both individual states and the international community. This is something that is continued to be investigated to this day. I will include links to the sources of where I got most of my information in the description of this video. And I appreciate your time. Thanks.